Looks like I'm not wearing a shirt. I promise you, I am wearing a shirt. Hi everyone, in this video I will give you my top 7 recommended foundations for dry skin. I do have experience with dry skin, even though I always talk about having oily combination skin, which is what I have genetically. A few years back, for a period of maybe 1 to 2 years, I had dry skin, and not just normal dry skin, severely dry skin, like cracked, flaking, sore skin that would always need hydration. So I do have these recommendations based on experience, not just guessing or abstract theory. I just want to let you know that even though now I am back to my normal genetically oily skin. That said, the other thing that I want to make clear is that your skincare, if you have dry skin, is the most important step. That's true if you have any type of skin, but particularly for dry skin, having the proper skincare products will do leaps and bounds more than any sort of choice that you could make for your foundation. Even the best foundation for dry skin is not going to accomplish the things that a good skincare product will for dry skin. So if you have not already, please go check out the skincare video I did where I give you my top recommendations for dry skin. I do have additional recommendations in terms of a full makeup routine, like primers and other steps that you could have for dry skincare, similar to the one that I did for my top tips for keeping oily skin shine free, which is another video I did recently. But because it's summertime, I'm going to wait to do that until it's more winter time. I did promise you to give you my top recommendations for foundation if you have dry skin, so that's what I'm going to do here, but a more drawn out and detailed entire makeup routine video I think will come later, closer to the winter time. And yes, I'm in my PJs. I'm doing the natural makeup look thingy, not too overboard because we're talking about skincare kind of focused stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. If you aren't subscribed already, I hope you are subscribed, and let's get into my top 7 foundations for dry skin. All right, all of these are good for dry skin, but I'm going to try to roughly go in order of severity, meaning I will start with recommendations for people who have normal to dry skin or slightly dry skin, and then I will work my way up to foundations that I think are the best for people with very dry skin. So I will start out with 2 foundations that I think actually people with just normal skin, maybe even slightly combination skin, can pull off, but are better suited with people who have drier skin. And these are both by Revlon. The one on your left, I think my right, anyway, this one is the Revlon Age Defying Firming and Lifting Makeup. This has an SPF of 15, so it's a good choice for the daytime. It comes with a pump. And this one is the Nearly Naked foundation, and the shade I have for the Age Defying one is 20 Tender Beige. The one that I have for the Nearly Naked is 150 Nude. I'm roughly an NC20 in MAC terms to give you sort of a comparison. This one is a little pink for my taste in terms of undertones, but I can pull it off. This one does not have a pump, unfortunately. It is a twist-off cap. And both of these will give you medium coverage, which you can build up if you want. The next foundation up, which is a little more hydrating than these, is from Buxom. I may have used this up completely, which might be the reason why I can't find it, or it may just be somewhere where I can't find, but it is the Buxom Show Some Skin Weightless Foundation, and I'll link a picture of it here for you. It retails for $34, and this foundation has a more hydrating texture than the Revlon ones that I just showed you. Of course, the Revlon ones are going to vary in terms of price by which drugstore you buy them from, but this Buxom one has more of a hydrating texture to it. It does have lighter coverage. It's more coverage than a tinted moisturizer, but it is less coverage for sure than the Revlon ones that I just showed you. The next 2 foundations are very similar to each other in formula, the one that will be most accessible to everyone is by MAC. This is the Face and Body Foundation. This comes in 2 sizes now, this large one, which used to be the only size you could buy this in, and now a smaller sized one, which will probably be appropriate for most people. This is very liquidy, very runny and watery in consistency. This will give you light coverage, so it is for the most part not for people who have things that need to be covered up like acne or deep pigmentation, and it leaves a very naturally dewy finish on the skin, and because it is so highly water-based, that is what makes it particularly nice for people with dry skin. Something that I discovered much more recently is by Kiko. You can purchase this online, so in that way it is pretty easily accessible, but it's just not as widely available as the MAC one. But this is the Liquid Skin Second Skin Foundation, and again, it has a very thin and watery consistency. For both of these, if you leave them just sitting out for any period of time, you will start to see separation, so you need to make sure that you shake them very well. I have also heard people recommend that you store the face and body in the refrigerator, which is what I have done for months and months and months to keep it from going bad. So I would recommend doing that. This MAC Face and Body Foundation comes with sort of a spout opening like that, and the Kiko one comes with a dropper like this. My shade in the Face and Body Foundation is C2, and the one that I am using in the Kiko one is Neutral 40. Next step up is the e.l.f. foundation. This is the foundation serum, and it has an SPF of 25, so it's very good for daytime wear. It also comes with a pump, which is great for keeping it sanitary, and this is something that I haven't really heard people talk about, and I think is a great option for people with dry skin. It does have a serum-like feel to it without being super oily or super slick. It is the type of foundation that meshes your traditional foundation with a serum, so you kind of get the best of both worlds, and it will help to give a layer to dry skin that won't settle into cracks or flakes or dry patches. Plus, it's super affordable. The shade that I use is Light. Oh, and this will give you light coverage. You might be able to get medium coverage out of it through padding and building, but it is on the lighter side. And my last recommendation is something that actually in and of itself is not good for people with dry skin at all. But because of the way that you can use it, it is a great option for people with dry skin. Here's what it is. It's Cover FX's Custom Cover Drops. I don't love this foundation on its own, and most people suggest that you don't use it on its own because it's so densely pigmented. And it certainly is not a good option on its own for dry skin. It would definitely exacerbate dry patches. But the best solution, I think, for people with very dry skin, even to severely dry skin, is simply to take a face oil. If you have a Holy Grail skincare moisturizer that you feel really plumps up your skin and takes care of the dryness, then add a drop or two, depending on what level of coverage you want, into that moisturizer to make your own foundation. If you have a face oil, or heck, even if you have a face serum and you can like mimic the e.l.f. foundation serum that they've brought out, take that and again, add a drop or 2 or 3 to that, mix it onto your palms, and then blend it into the skin. And that really gives you the most versatility and really allows you to control the level of hydration you are going to put on your skin to take care of any problems that you're having in terms of texture because of dry skin. So I hope that was helpful to you for all of the viewers out there that I have who are having trouble finding a good foundation for dry skin. If you have any additional recommendations, I'd love to hear them in the comment section below, especially since for the most part I am an oily skinned gal. That is where most of my experience is. In general though, remember that with any foundation that you are getting, especially if you have dry skin, this is true for anyone because alcohol is not good for the skin, but especially if you have dry skin, Do not choose a foundation that has alcohol in it, and it will be listed in the ingredients as alcohol or alcohol denate, D-E-N-A-T period, which is short for denatured, alcohol denatured. Avoid those, please, because alcohol will just dry out your skin even more. It'll exacerbate any problems that you have because of dry patches. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. This is my holy grail moisturizer in terms of not making my skin look more oily. That's a hard thing to do with moisturizer, especially if you're going to go SPF 30 or above, which you should if you're going outside.